Hey guys, Jen Alexander here for Prestige Dog Grooming School and the Everyday Pet Groomer. So we're just on part 5 of our Sheltie groom today. So I'm just going to show you some cute little details you can do in the face to up-level your grooming skills and bring, your detailed grooming to the next level. So I'm going to show you how I like to do my Sheltie ears and how I like to get that face a little bit more defined. And we're going to start to get some volume in this mane. So we're going to show you all of that. So we've detailed our Sheltie, we've done our detailed scissoring. I'm going to do a slight bit more in the rear end here. This guy's still growing coat, so we don't want to do anything too crazy. From that angle from the rear where you're looking, you want to look and comb out. And do you see everything that doesn't match the thigh? That's where you're going to come in and begin to angle it in. And I like to just grab and pull very lightly. Okay? It's very subtle. On your double-coated breeds, you want everything to be subtle. So again, I'll show you that angle again from the other side. So when you're looking at that thigh down, remember that scissoring is about following simple angles. So again, everything that doesn't match that thigh. I'm going to grab and pull, angle it in. So it's not rocket science that I know what I'm trimming. I just follow the lines. Okay. Now looking from a side view, this way. Now I'm going to comb the rear end out. Make sure you get the inner layer as well. Now I'm going to look at my highest point, my lowest point. We're just going to grab and pull. Just remove little bits. Little bit. There we go. Combing out. And just that grab and pull. Very, very gentle. Hang in there, buddy. He's like, no. No, no. You stay. Very subtle. You want your grooming on your double coats to be very, very subtle. They shouldn't ever look scissored. So you want to keep it nice and subtle. Okay, let's do the other side. Again, that inside layer and the outside layer, everything out. And do the same thing. I grab and pull, and you want to be looking from a side view. So if you're looking from the side this way, so you comb out. Grab and pull. If you grab and pull from where you want the hair to go, and actually this is my first time grooming this guy, but if I groomed him every time, his hair would start to grow that way. So I'm going to be very subtle. And that way it's just going to lay super nice. Feel all brushed good. Okay, we've already done our other detail scissoring. Now I'm going to work the mane. I'll show you guys how I like to do ears. So I like to take my ear and I want to fold it in half. Okay? Folding it in half and pinching it with my thumb and finger. Now I'm going to come and comb everything up and make sure I get that long hair from behind the ear. Okay? Now I'm going to come straight up and down with my thinning shears, just like we did the front of the foot earlier. Very straight up and down. And then just dust off the top. Again, level with that top of the skull. And then I'm going to lay the half that I was hanging on to out. And you see how we can just detail the edge. I'm just going to take off a bit of hair on the top. It's just going to define his ear just a little bit more. So if you guys can see now, he's got a very defined ear, okay? So I'm just gonna quickly do the other one. Fold it in half, comb it up, pull from the back. And I'm gonna do that straight up and down. All the way to that long haired back here. And slightly dust over. Again, leveling it with his skull. Hold it out. I'm going to take off a little bit of length off the tip and then just make sure I've detailed the edges. Okay, and get that beautiful little ear. Now, the Sheltie, when you look at them straight on, you want them to see their cheek. You really want to see this cheek defined. Do you see how if I hold the hair back, how different he looks from one side to the other? So on our show Shelties, I'm going to come in and I'm going to take a couple, just little snips right in the front cheek area, okay? And I'm going to comb that out and I want you to see the difference between the sides of his face. You see the difference? Yeah. You see the difference? Arasaka? This side I did the thinning shear, and this side I didn't. So do you see how now he's got that beautiful cheek? So this is really important to getting that really beautiful cheek. I'm gonna do a little bit more right in the top here. You don't wanna do too much because we don't wanna take out his color. And then you could even use colored chalk. If I had my colored chalk here, we would then take our orange chalk and really chalk out these colors, really put some white in, a little bit of black, so that we could really define his face. But do you see that? Really, it's a subtle difference, but it makes his face look a lot more defined. So we're gonna do that on the other side now. Swing around me. You have a beautiful face. Okay, so you see the difference between the sides? Now I'm gonna come in and just that front layer, just a couple of snips, and come in so he's got that beautiful defined cheek. You see how he's got beautiful defined cheeks, a really nice long muzzle now. Really, really beautiful dog. I'm also gonna come and do the same under his chin, just a slight bit, just give him a little bit more of a defined throat. Very subtle though. You see how he's got a very defined face now. Okay, defined ears, defined face. Okay, so now, we're not gonna spray up the manes on all you guys', but I'll show you on this guy. So I like to comb the whole mane backwards. We're actually gonna start at the top. So I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna take, this is called a conditioning cream or chalking cream or cortisol, or there's lots of different names for it. It's almost just like a hand cream. Let me take that ring off here. I'm just gonna really get it warm in my hands. Take this loose off. And then I'm just gonna work it through his hair. Everywhere that I'm gonna be putting some chalk. Really the front of his cheek area here, in his mane. Just gonna really work it in. Top of his head. Really gonna work that in. Okay. I'm gonna give it a little brush through with my long bristled brush. Okay. And now I'm gonna come in with just a bit of my, this is an Eric Salas brand, Panagenics brand, and it's a volumizing powder, very similar to the powder you guys can use for your own hair. Okay. I like to dump some out on the lid. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift up the first layer of hair. And you can either use a chalk brush, or I just like to sprinkle it in and work it in. Pull that forward. And I like to put a little layer of dry shampoo in. This is the Artero brand. That just helps me get a little bit of hold. I'm not big on hairsprays because it really damages the coat. So I prefer not to use hairspray if I can help it. A little bit of powder. And you want the powder at the root. The powder also helps it look thicker. Okay? Forward. A little layer of hairspray. Forward. Take some of my powder right in the root. In, a little spray, and back up. And I like to also, depends on your dog, how much volume you have, but you can also grab and just do a little bit of back brushing. I don't like to do too much because, again, any back brushing you do, you're going to damage his hair. So I like to do little back brushing as I absolutely can. Right when I've got the full volume there, that's what I like to do with a bit of hairspray. Not too much. Because again, hairspray dries the fluid. Okay, so now I'm going to start working the sides. Just made side to side. Put some powder in the root. Work it. A little bit of spray in. Get that moved. Another layer. Powder in. And because we put that cream in, it helps the powder stay. In, do a little bit of back brushing. And you want to just use your hairspray at the end. And use the other side. Cheek hair. I'm going to put quite a bit in his cheek hair. I want him to have a lot of volume around his cheeks. And I just kind of take the tip of my comb and I just take the little ends and just set them. You see the difference between one side and the other. Let me get this side set now. You guys can use any dry shampoo as long as it's animal safe. You can use it. Chalking is very messy. Okay, take them in, do a little bit of back brushing. But like I said, I don't like to do too much back brushing just because it does tend to damage his hair. Move this guy around. I'm going to put lots in his cheek hair. Just set the ends. See how we're getting that big mane. Now his chest is flat. And a thin back brush. And smooth out just the ends. And you'll see if you need a little bit more volume, you can do some more back brushing. Right in here. The very last, I like to use my hairspray just as a finishing. how we finish off our Shelties. You see, when we put all that product in your hair, it's something you want to wash out. Like at the shows, they're going to wash them afterwards or brush it all out because that hairspray will damage his hair, right? So nice flat backs down. Beautiful face. That's a beautiful dog. Very beautiful dog. You see? Nice defined ears. See how that connects into the top of the head? And then because we defined the cheeks, so we got really defined face. And then what we can do, like I said, we can buy chalk. It's almost like drawing chalk that's in those different colors. And we would take it and put it on all those color patches, the right colors, and it would make his face like pop. So it's a really cool way to do them. Is that the doorbell? Okay, here it is. Okay, well that's our Sheltie Groom. I hope those tips and trips helped you guys out. And everyone's dogs look beautiful, so let's get them out to the breeder. Shelties everywhere. This will be going to last. I just want to get pictures of you guys with your Shelties, okay? Okay, you can end that one if you want. So, if you want to just let her in, that'd be great. Just tell her to come on back. We're just getting our last pictures.